Hey, hey, you want some chicken? I've got a craving, dude, for some Cajun
What?
spice
What?
covered chicken.
Where in the God's name did you get chicken,
Dude, some good shit, bro. You want some?
bro? Where'd you get it? That's what I want to know.
I got it from New Orleans because Marshall's going to the New Orleans
New
Bowl. So I mean,
fucking.
yeah, like we're going to go face the Cajuns, in New Orleans.
Oh
Got
my.
the chicken from there.
Oh my God! This is our worst intro yet. Anyways,
Awful. Anyway, let's go.
welcome to the Army Navy Week edition to college football Skoop Sports podcast. I'm Alex. He's Will. We're doing things virtually now because I kind of had a hospital visit and I'm not okay traveling away from home right now, so that's why we're doing it.
Yes,
Whew!
sir.
Okay, so kind of some things to talk about really quick. Marshall's going to the New Orleans Bowl against number 16, Louisiana. Louisiana is 16th, right?
Yes.
Fuck.
Louisiana is also basically at home.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna be tough. I mean, we got a big name bowl game though against a big school.
I
Not
really don't
exactly
know
big,
how
but
we weren't
really
that good this year. Like, the
I
only
mean,
thing good that we did was blow out Navy, and that was it.
one thing that would be great, and this kind of falls under the next point, is if Marshall can get that 8th win, if they can beat a ranked team
No.
in a bowl game, if they can. I'm saying not
No.
win. I'm saying if.
No.
Why are you saying no?
They can't. They won't.
Hold on, bud. I said if. I said if. I didn't say
If
when.
we somehow pull away with this magical win,
And honestly,
hypothetically,
this would be huge for Huff.
oh my God, yeah, it will be.
Huge shot in the arm for next year. I honestly think it's possible. Not 100% sure, and we'll predict all the bowl games when the time comes. But
Next week.
Yeah, next week we're gonna predict all the bowl games. But right now it's just for Army Navy.
Very special
I think
week.
it's possible that we can. But hey, if we do, it's very special. One of the best weeks in sports. So. But if Marshall can get that 8th win over a ranked team, that'd be huge for Huff, and people will be like, "Yo, hey, okay, that's my coach." Maybe,
or at least like bring it close.
Right, definitely. I would definitely get people a bit more convinced
because
that Huff is the real deal.
He's a good coach already.
He is a very good coach.
Because with guys that he didn't even recruit, he took them and placed second place in the East. They were fighting for a conference championship.
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna take some time, but Marshall can definitely get there within the next couple of years. Yeah, that's a definite.
That's huge for Huff, and you know what? I applaud.
Yeah. Anyway, excuse me. Well, that brings us to our next point. Big games. We got a lot wrong this week. Georgia finally.
What was the prediction rate? We both got the same amount right.
Yeah, we both tied. We got 4 right, 6 wrong. But this falls under this. Georgia finally gets figured out by Alabama, and we're also going to recap the championship weekend because it's only one game that we're predicting this week. And honestly, yeah, let's just go through the championship weekend. So, our predictions were as follows.
Oh, you're reading the list, aren't you?
I'm not gonna read all the list because we didn't disagree on any of them.
Did we seriously not?
No, we did not.
Oh my God, we didn't. That's so rare.
Yeah, I'm the Mountain West one is one I'm really shooting myself in the foot for because I was so tempted to pick Utah State, and look what happened. But anyways, let's go down the list. So for the ACC title game, we had number 15 Pitt versus number 16 Wake Forest, and Pitt got the win, and they won. We was pretty right. Convincingly. Yeah, we were right on that one. Hey, want to know? It's gonna. The next game up was the American Championship game, and it was number 21 Houston at number 4 Cincinnati.
We got that one right.
Cincinnati got the job done. Yep, we got that one right there. Yep. So Cincinnati locked down a playoff spot. First group of 5 team to ever do it. They'll
This
face
one I'm
Alabama.
mad about. I'm mad about the next one, bro. God.
Next up is the Big 12 championship game. Number 9 Baylor versus number 5 Oklahoma State. I was tempted to pick Baylor as well, but I picked Okie State.
The one time I picked them, they lose.
Damn. It's rat poison, bro.
God,
Fucking.
I'm not picking X State for the rest of the season, bro. Oh my god.
Next up is the Big 10 title game.
Did you see how close it was?
we
Too?
had-
It was mere inches. God hates me, bro. Stupid.
Big 10 title game. We had number 2 Michigan versus number 13 Iowa.
Needless to say, we was right.
Michigan. Let's just go with that. Michigan. They kind of dominated. Conference USA title game. We picked our rival. We picked them to win this game, and guess what happened? UTSA won the Conference USA title.
Kind of glad that we were wrong. Yeah, screw that.
I mean, yeah, but just kind of kills our ratio.
They didn't deserve it.
It's okay. UTSA won in a shootout. It was a thriller. Good job, UTSA. Congratulations on your first title.
I agree. I wanted to see Utsa win a title, and they did it, and I'm happy.
Yep. Anyways, next up, we had the MAC championship game.
Kent State for life.
Kent State versus NIU. We both picked Kent State. We were both wrong. NIU won.
I thought the Flashes would flash him, but NIU brought some shades.
Right. This one I'm really shooting myself in the foot for, because I picked against San Diego State all season, and then, well, not all season, and then I was like, okay, they've defied the odds before and they've won. And I was so tempted to pick Utah State. I should have picked Utah State. Utah State dominated number 19 San Diego State in the Mountain West title game. And it wasn't even close. So I really, really wish I picked Utah State, but it's okay. But yeah, that's a big one. Another one, and we both got this one right. Number 10, Oregon. Number 17, Utah. The Pac-12 title game, where Utah once again dominated Oregon, 38-10.
It's kind of like when Utree said, it was for a locale video. It's like, nothing can stop you now except a brick wall. Its name is the Eagles. But in this sense, nothing can stop you now, Oregon, except a brick wall. Its name is Utah. Right.
2 straight losses to the same team, both in dominating fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a good look for Oregon.
No.
And Utah's going to the Rose Bowl because of this.
Yep.
So yeah, they've locked down a Rose Bowl spot. The SEC title game. This is one that kind of hurts a little bit. Number 1 Georgia versus number 3 Alabama.
Bro, I went to sleep in the middle of this game because I got so tired. It's really hard whenever you wait 9 hours in the emergency waiting room in a wheelchair. 9 hours in a wheelchair. And then you're up the rest of the night, drawing blood, getting MRIs, getting a CT scan. And then you go to sleep at like 5 p.m., which is when the game started. I go to sleep, and then I wake up, and it's close, and then Alabama dominates.
Yep. Bama won this game, convincing fashion. So Bama is now number 1 in the country. Bryce Young just tore up
and I knew it because Bama's college football's darling. I knew that if they win this game, they're number 1.
I think it should be Michigan personally, but it's whatever. But Bama, Bryce Young had a Heisman performance against Georgia. He tore up that seemingly unbeatable defense of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So, congrats to Bama. They face Cincinnati, and we'll get more into that in a bit. The Sun Belt title game, we both picked the same. Appalachian State versus number 24 at the time, Louisiana. And we both picked App State. We both got it wrong. Louisiana won a close one. I heard that.
I know you did.
But Louisiana pulled away and won 24-16. So,
well, at least App State fans aren't telling Louisiana fans to go kill themselves. All I'm saying.
Right. That hurt.
Stay classy, App State.
Right. It's okay.
You can throw mustard on the field, but whenever you threaten someone with suicide, it's different.
Right. Oh shit. Well, final thoughts on championship weekend. I think a lot of the
I
right
slept through
teams won.
most of it, so I mean,
Well, here are my thoughts. It sucks that Wake Forest ended the season like they did because
mhm.
they were like
They were hot. They were really
yeah, they
hot.
were very red hot. Had one of the nation's best offenses, but
Mhm.
Pitt just figured them out. Pitt
Mhm.
figured them out, and it was a good win for Pitt. Their first ACC title in a long time. So
And you know what?
congratulations to
Congratulations to
Pitt.
Pitt.
Hmm.
If ever, actually, I don't think I've ever seen Pitt win an ACC title.
I have no clue. It was probably a while ago, but anyways,
I'm looking that up.
you're looking that up. Google. Good job, Pitt, in spite of West Virginia.
That's what I'm saying. Ah, they have 9 national championships. Last one being in '76.
Uh-huh.
I'm still looking.
Just look at ACC title history.
Their bowl record's 14-21, so not good. They have 2 division titles and 3 conference titles, and yeah, they're all the ACC. 2004, 2010, and 2021. So this is their first one in 11 years.
All right, there we go. So, congratulations, Cincinnati. Obviously, big win for them. They're in
Oh,
the playoff
huge.
now. So,
Yep. First group of 5 team to do so. Really making a case for the 12-team playoff, actually, so that gets me excited.
right.
Home playoff
But,
games, those are going to be fun.
mm-hmm.
Because I mean,
But,
home conference championship games are fun anyway. I mean, yeah, it's
right.
it's one thing to have it like in a neutral setting, but it's another thing to have it at a home team stadium. That's just fun.
Uh-huh. Right. But since he got, I mean, really have any of those to say. And they won pretty convincingly against a ranked team, too.
Hmm.
So, I had nothing else to say there. Baylor winning the Big 12 title. I mean, again, part of me wanted to pick Baylor because of their defense
Yeah.
picking up, and their offense as well was starting to pick it up as well. But Okie State they looked extremely good. They were hot. They were red hot. It was so hard to pick against Okie State. I picked them, you picked them,
Hmm.
and they didn't get the job done. So I think to this day, this is the closest that Oklahoma State has ever gotten to the playoff. Sucks, but
Why would
well.
you fail me, X State? Why would you? The one time I pick you,
Shit.
the one time you can tell I'm mad about this. The one time I pick you, you go out and you lose by mere inches to
Oh
my
shit.
dad and the Bears. Why? Why?
Anyways,
Makes no
uh,
sense. I say my dad because
the big.
their offensive coordinator has the exact same name as my dad, and it's hilarious.
Anyways, Big Ten champs, Michigan. They're number 3. They made the playoff. This is the first time Michigan's ever made the playoffs.
Yeah,
So, congratulations to
this is
Michigan.
their first time in the running for a national championship since the preseason of '07, before they
Uh huh.
lost to App State.
Mm-hmm. Conference USA title. We already gave our thoughts on that. UTSA won, and they deserved it. So,
Yeah.
congratulations to UTSA. Uh,
After all the years of getting their ass kicked, I wanted to see them win one.
right. Uh, the MAC title game. Kent State losing to NIU in dominant fashion. NIU's kind of been the MAC.
Powerhouse
It's kind
for
of
ever since
yeah for a hot minute.
Marshall got back into relevancy, really,
Yeah,
which was 13,
2013.
14. Yeah.
2013. Yeah. The Mountain West. Again, shooting myself in the foot. I already gave my thoughts here. Utah State looked like a
Hmm.
top blah, 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 English. Utah State looked like a top 25 team.
Hmm.
So, and they needed to, and they did. They crushed San Diego State. So, nothing else to say about Utah over Oregon in the Pac-12 title. Nothing really much to say other than I'm shocked in the SEC title game. And the Sun Belt title game, struggle win. Anyways.
Indeed. Anyway,
Louisiana. Anyways.
what are your
Next,
thoughts on the final college football rankings?
I think they are just fine, Alex. We'll be real.
Except for
Because,
Alabama being number 1, because that's fucking bullshit.
I mean, even with that, I think it's still fine,
I
personally.
don't give a damn ESPN biased piece of shit.
Anywho, let me.
I hate how I called it too. I hate it.
Oh
I
shit!
said if Alabama wins, they're the number one team in the nation. They won.
Right.
Look what happened. They're so predictable.
Mm-hmm.
If I can figure you out, then that's really bad.
Right.
All right.
I'm trying to look for the rankings so we can name them off.
Oh, yeah, that's what we do before predictions. I forgot. You know, going to the hospital over the weekend really screws with your head, dude.
Anyways, let's look at the CFP rankings, ladies and gentlemen. The final rankings are as follows. The top four, this is your playoff. Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, Cincinnati. That is
That
your top four.
That's going to be an exciting playoff, mainly because Cincinnati's in it and they might be
Yep.
getting destroyed by Alabama here pretty soon.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
still, exciting.
Here are your games. Alabama will face Cincinnati. Michigan will face Georgia. The winners of each game, obviously, have a chance at a natty. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, next five up to finish out. Well, next six up rather to finish out the top 10. Notre Dame, Ohio State, Baylor. Ole Miss stays the same at number 8. Oklahoma State drops 4, and Michigan State goes up 1. That is your top 10. Followed by moving up 6 spots is number 11 Utah. Then the ACC title. Fuck, I can't even English. Then the ACC champions Pittsburgh, moving up 3 spots. Dropping 1 spot is BYU. Dropping down 4 spots is Oregon. Dropping down 2 spots is Iowa. Dropping down 2 spots is Oklahoma. Dropping down 1 spot is Wake Forest. Staying the same at number 18 is NC State. Moving up 1 spot, welcome back, is Clemson. They're number
Hey,
19.
welcome back to the top 20, guys. How's your trip to the basement?
Moving up a spot. Moving up a spot. Huh. After losing in the AAC title game,
They
Houston
moved
moved up a
up?
spot. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Moving up a spot is number 21, Arkansas. Number 22, Kentucky. Number 23, Louisiana. Louisiana, this is the CFP rankings. They all moved up 1 spot, dropping down 5. I don't even think they should be ranked now. San Diego State. And number 25, finishing out the top 25 in the CFP rankings after finishing number 5 last season, is Texas A&M.
Oh, apparently we're also going off of the AP poll
Are we going off of the
for
AP poll?
bowl games. Yeah, I guess because for there it has the Raging Cajuns at 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's your playoff rankings. Even though,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's definitely should be either Bama or Michigan at number 1.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definite. Because Bama took out the number 1 team, and they've while they haven't looked like the typical Alabama that we're used to seeing all
Mm-hmm.
season, they keep finding ways to win, and this is a really young team. I
Mm-hmm.
will not. I'll be more surprised if they win the national title this year, and if they do, that's fucking scary. If
Yeah,
they win a national title with this team, so, and I'm not saying because the team's bad. I'm saying because they're young.
yeah. Also, I would like to point out that this is the first playoff with 3 one-loss teams. The
Is
only
it
team,
really?
yeah, the only team that's undefeated in that playoff is Cincinnati.
And they needed to be in order to make it.
Yep, and they did it.
So,
Just
yeah.
barely, which I mean, they still did it. I mean, I'm not gonna give them shit for barely making it. They're a group of 5 team. It's hard enough to make it as it is, but still, they made it.
All right. Anyways, with all that out of the way, should we talk about basketball first? Let's talk about Marshall basketball real quick.
All right, yeah. Who do they play? They're playing right now as of a recording, but we're gonna
They're
talk about their
playing
next game.
They're playing lower division Bluefield College is who they're playing right now.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna go ahead and talk about their next game.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go through like their previous games. Marshall's kicking the shit out of Bluefield College, anyways.
Yeah.
But Marshall so far on the season is sitting pretty at 5-3. That's It's a little worse than I thought they would do, but they're still doing fine. It doesn't matter. But behind Tavion Kinsey, who's getting NBA scouts going to games for him. So he's predicted to be drafted actually. But Marshall's looked, Marshall's always been kind of in the middle in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But with the exception of I think it was 2018 when they went to the tournament.
It was 2017-18.
2017-18 with John with that big three, John Elmore,
CJ
CJ
Burks, I think.
Burks,
Yeah.
and Ajin Penova.
Mm-hmm.
This now they've got a pretty good team here behind Tavion Kinsey, who's kind of the star of the team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, but Marshall's done pretty okay as far as basketball goes so far. I mean, it could be better, but that's with everything. Talking about the next game. Their next game up is on the 11th, and we'll be facing Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, that reunion.
Whereas we're actually favored to lose. Eastern Kentucky is favored to win with a 67.2% chance to win.
Huh.
Yeah.
You don't see that often.
Yeah. Well, it's because I don't actually see how, because they've lost 4 straight.
Yep.
I mean, then again, they're against really good teams. I mean, with the exception of Radford.
Yeah.
And Western Kentucky's got a really good player on their team too.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all on the road.
Oh, that would make sense in that.
Lost to West Virginia by 3. Lost to Radford by 13. Lost to Western Kentucky by 5, and then lost to USC by 12.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall's last 5 are as follows: beat Jackson State 80-66, beat Louisiana 93-79.
I worked that game.
Yeah. Lost at Indiana 90-79. Lost at Akron 88-86. That one hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And bounced back with a last-second 3-pointer to win the game against Duquesne. So Marshall's won 3 of their last 5, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think we beat Eastern Kentucky. Honestly, I think we can do it.
All right.
I don't see how the matchup predictor is having Eastern Kentucky win by that much.
You know what? I'm not really a basketball person, so I'll go ahead and pick Marshall just because I don't know a whole lot about Eastern Kentucky's basketball roster.
They don't have anybody averaging over 12 points.
Okay. Yeah.
But as a team, they average 81 points a game.
All right. Well.
But so does Marshall. So.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, that's enough of basketball for right now. And I say that because it is the best weekend in probably all of sports, and all of collegiate sports anyway.
Yeah.
It's the Army and Navy game this weekend, and I'm obviously excited for it.
I am too.
Boy.
Doesn't matter what the record. It's always close between the two teams. Doesn't matter who's good and who's bad.
They hate each other.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And that's really what you need for a good old-fashioned rivalry. It's Army-Navy week. We're going to be camping off the college football regular season, predicting this game. And, dude, I got chills flowing through my veins talking about this already.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about it, shall we?
Oh, boy.
Obviously, this goes with every other military team, too. They don't pass much. It's all running down your throat.
Which is weird.
But Army's 8-3, Navy is 3-8. It doesn't typically matter what the record is. It's always typically a good game. I mean,
Marshall ran the ball down Navy's throat, and they still won.
But anyways, that being said, with both teams, obviously on paper, Army is expected to win. I mean, they've. Let's be real here, but Navy started to put it together a bit more here recently.
Yeah, they have.
They've just came off a 38-14 victory over Temple, whereas Army is coming off of winning 4 straight with an overtime win over Air Force, a 63-10 blowout over Bucknell, a questionable 33-17 win over UMass, but a very good win 31-16 over Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
So Army on paper is hot. They are hot. They're definitely, I think, the better team overall. It's hard to pick this game, even though the record and the matchup predictor is obviously picking Army by a mile, but
Even actually no, Vegas isn't.
Vegas isn't.
No,
What's the spread?
7.5.
7.5. No. But even still, I mean, 7.5. Let's be real. Is kind of like they can win by either this or they'll blow them out. It doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I'm going to pick Army. Army's got the better D. They've got obviously the better team. I think Army wins this one. Improves to 9 wins.
You know what? I'm also gonna go ahead and pick Army here, and so is ESPN. And this pains me. I don't want to pick Army. My dad was in the Marines, which is a branch of the Navy, and I went to Annapolis. I went to Annapolis. The game day experience up there was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever been in. The fans were up there were really cool too. So I know I've probably said this a lot in the podcast. I can't remember, but the vitamin deficiency that I have also apparently fucks with your memory. But if you can go to Annapolis for a game, if it doesn't matter if your team is playing them or not, you have to go up there to see a Navy game at least once in your life. It's nuts up there. The atmosphere is anyway. It's unlike any other atmosphere you'll ever see. But anyway, I digress. We're both picking Army, and so is ESPN. And the matchup predictor for ESPN is giving Army an 82.3% chance to win, and Vegas is also going to pick Army by 7.5. This pains me because my dad was in the Marines. So hopefully Navy can pull out the upset. I don't know. I'm kind of doubtful. But hey, as long as they do it.
Matchup predictor, the matchup predictor.
I forgot to do that joke.
It's okay.
Well. Oh well. We had our funny little intro today.
Right.
But you know what? This is a shorter than usual episode of the Skoop Sportz podcast because there's really only one game this week. There's not a whole lot going on. And, the two teams that are playing this week are just so separated that there's just not a whole lot to talk about unless you recap the conference championships and college football playoff rankings and all of that, and you bring in basketball season. There's just really not a whole lot to talk about in that regard. So this is going to just be a shorter episode. But don't worry, we're going to make up with it, or for it, next week. We're going to be predicting all of the bowl games.
We're looking at perhaps a fucking hour-long podcast
next
week.
Dear God.
Be ready.
Yeah, and you guys know that our episodes are around 35, 40 minutes long. So this is going to be really, really long for us. But anyway, that's going to be it for us here at the Skoop Sportz podcast, even though we're doing it virtually. My name's Alex.
My name is Will, even though Alex is kind of glitching out for me.
Oh, I'm sounding crystal clear over here on my end, buddy. But, yeah, mainly because I'm the one recording this. But whatever.
Yes.
And we'll see we'll see you guys next week for the bowl prediction. The bowl prediction episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.